right. Good morning. A lot of us are handling these times in different ways. And so from some of you, especially the extroverts, who stoke the inner fire, our willpower, our ambition, which yoga believes is energetically tied to our navel center. So today's class is going to be all about powering up the core so that we can get in touch with our drive, our passion, and that we have that inner fire burning within. And so we'll start by coming to a comfortable seat and take a few moments just to tune into the breath. Every single day we're different. And so this is an opportunity just to quiet down the thoughts, let go of expectations or anticipation, and see what's happening right here and now. So start to settle in, become more aware of your body, your breath. Notice if there are particular areas calling your attention. Does your energy feel calm or scattered? All without judgment, but just taking observation. And start to pay closer attention to the ends of each breath in and each breath out so they can become a little fuller without strain. Let your breath fill not just the front of your body, but the back of your body as well. So start to expand in all directions. And if you'd like, you can set an intention, a sankalpa for your practice today. Setting a strong resolve for how it is you plan to show up, regardless of what happens. You can set an intention today to cultivate your power, to really stand in your strength. You can flutter your eyes open, and we'll start to generate that heat with a nice warming breath, Kapalbhati, breath of fire. So we're going to do a practice called ego eradicator. I'm going to grab a block here. If you need to elevate your hips onto a pillow, no problem. You can always grab that and then rejoin us. And so this ego eradicator is a wonderful breath for strengthening the heart and lungs, for purifying our blood, for clearing mucus out from the body. So it might be helpful to have a tissue on hand. And this specific Kriya from the Kundalini tradition, we're going to open up the lines to the heart. And so we're going to form 60 degrees with the arms overhead in that direct line to the heart and lungs. Fold the fingers down into the palm with the thumbs point straight up. And pull the arms back to open up the chest and settle your shoulders down away from your ears so your neck remains nice and long. And this breath is like the panting of a dog. So it's a powerful exhale. And then the inhale just comes automatically. But the most important part is that your navel pumps in with every exhale. So this also works to strengthen the abdominals. So we're just going to be here 1 minute. If you are on the first 3 days of your moon cycle, pregnant, experiencing unmedicated high blood pressure or glaucoma, you would just want to skip this breath and do long, deep yogic breathing instead. You can keep the posture though. Otherwise, just do the best you can. Find a rhythm. You could go faster or slower than me. Close your eyes. Focus your gaze between your brows. Inhale deeply through the nose. And exhale fully. And begin. You can take a sip of air at any time. Keep going here. If you are new to this breath, you can bring a hand down to your navel so you can feel it pulsing in, and try to keep the arms straight and strong. Keep going, do the best you can. If you meet resistance, just push past it. This is where we move beyond our limitations. Cultivating that inner power, inner strength. Few more rounds here. Inhale deeply, really fill up the lungs. Hold the breath in, remain calm and relaxed. Hold the breath and feel that expansion. Bring your thumbs up to touch overhead without looking. Stretch the fingertips overhead, sit as tall as you can. Hold the breath and exhale, sweep the arms down by your side. Exhale gently. Rest your hands on your lap, keep your eyes closed, and just feel the effects of your practice. Notice the prana, the vitality that you've created. So we can really learn how to build up our own energy when we need it. Soften your face, your jaw, your shoulders. Become completely still and feel. The aim is to become impervious to stress because we are so strong, so resilient, connected with our inner center. Flutter your eyes open. We'll start to warm up the body here. You can take any props out from underneath you and come forward to all fours. So plant your hands down underneath your shoulders and then start to alternate arching and rounding the back here. Inhale to let the belly drop, open up your chest. And exhale, push away from the floor, arch the back or round the back rather. Welcome any spontaneous, intuitive movements here, honoring your body's wisdom. Maybe rock back and forth to open up the wrists. You could wag your tail side to side, let the hips open. But most importantly, stay tuned in with every breath. And then come to a neutral tabletop position, your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. Plant down through the left hand. On an inhale, reach right fingertips up toward the sky, stretch across your wingspan. Exhale, thread the needle. Right arm reaches underneath the left. Your right cheek comes to rest on the mat. You can slide your left arm forward to the top of your mat for a deeper stretch in the left side body here. Take 3 inhales and exhales. No effort is required here. Just curious observation. Find out what's beneath the surface of all of your thoughts in your mind. Bring your left hand back to your face, push into the mat, reach up tall with your right fingertips, open up the wrist here, and then come down to all fours. We'll take that to the other side. Plant your right hand down, reach up with the left fingertips, open up toward the sky, and then on your exhale, slide your left hand underneath the right until your left ear comes to rest. Walk the right arm forward, sway your hips to the left. Take 3 slow breaths here without anywhere to be, without anywhere to get to. Allow yourself to become fully present. Open up all your senses. Bring your right hand by your face, push into the mat. Inhale, open up that left arm to the sky. Spin your wrist a few times, and then exhale, come down to all fours. Keep the hips right over your knees. Begin to walk the palms forward. I love to include this stretch in almost every class. Bring your forehead down to the mat for heart melting or puppy dog pose. Inhale between your shoulder blades and the upper back. And exhale, soften your chest down toward the floor. You can walk the hands wider if the shoulders feel tight. And if you want a deeper stretch, you can try lifting your chin to the mat, but don't strain here. Yoga is a balance of effort and ease. Walk your hands back underneath you. Forward slightly of the shoulders, curl your toes under, lift your hips up and back. Find downward facing dog and take any organic movements here that just feel good. That could be pedaling out the feet, reaching one heel down toward the earth at a time. Waking up the shoulders, slide back and forth the high plank a few times. Whatever feels good in your body here, just move. Your hamstrings are especially tight, especially here during this morning practice. You can bend both knees. Focus on reaching your sitting bones up toward the sky and finding length in the spine. And then we'll come to stillness. Build the pose from the ground up. So come forward into plank. You want your shoulders right over your wrists. Actively lengthen back through your heels and then lift from the navel, reach the hips up and back. Come to downward facing dog. Spread your fingers wide, ground into the base knuckles where your fingers meet your palm. This should take some pressure off the wrist. Push the front of the mat away from you down toward the earth. You can find more space in your shoulders by bending the elbows slightly. Point down toward the mat, the eyes of your elbows up toward the sky, and then straighten the arms again. So your biceps are rolling up. So the upper arm bone externally rotates in the shoulder socket here. As the biceps roll up, keep pressing down in the L shape of your thumb and first finger. It takes a whole lot of concentration and awareness to make this happen. Take one more breath here. Inhale, slither forward to a high plank. Exhale, hug your elbows in toward your body. Lower down slowly all the way to the mat. Come onto the tops of your feet. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, lower back down. We'll do that 2 more times. Press into all 10 toes. This time, draw your shoulder blades down the back. Lift your heart. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. One more time. Little to no weight in the hands. Use the strength in chaturanga. So pull your belly to your spine. Curl your toes under one straight line. Push up to high plank here. Exhale, we're just going to take a couple chaturangas to warm up the core and the strength of our arms, to open up the shoulders. So as you lower down, hug elbows into body, reach the chest forward. Don't let your shoulders drop below your elbows. Notice how my shoulders, hips, and heels are in one line. Then try to press back up. Use your breath. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, push up. You're strong. You can do this. Come on. And exhale, lower down. Last time. Inhale, upward facing dog. Come onto the tops of your feet. Lift your chest. Nice work. And exhale, curl the toes under, lift back, downward facing dog. So hopefully you're feeling warm already, but we'll continue to build that inner fire, that heat with some sun salutations. Bend your knees. Step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, come to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Keep as much bend in the knees as you need here. Let's do that a couple more times to wake up the hamstrings. Inhale, lengthen from your tailbone to the top of your head. And exhale, fold. Root through the feet. Rise up to standing. Reach your arms all the way up overhead. Lengthen. And exhale, bring your hands down to your heart. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Lengthen your side body. And exhale, spill forward. Allow your pelvis to tilt. Halfway lift. Hands to shins or thighs. Shoulder blades onto the back. Exhale, plant your hands. Step or jump back. Lower down to chaturanga. Take it slow. Don't rush it. Build that strength here. Inhale, lift your heart. Broaden the collarbones, upper arm bones, move back. Exhale, reach back. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in, refine, lengthen your spine. Exhale, ground through your heels. Bend your knees, step or hop to the top of your mat. Try to land silently if you hop. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, fold belly to thighs. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, Urdhva Namaskar. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Plant your hands, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. You can always lower the knees down here if you need. Inhale, lift your chest, press the floor away from you. Exhale back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Downward facing dog. Check in, what's new? Deep inhale, slow your breath down. Big exhale, let go of tension. Bend your knees, travel to the top of your mat, holding the breath out. Inhale when you arrive. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach up. And look up if that doesn't create pain in your neck. And exhale, bring your hands down to your heart. Final time, moving meditation. Inhale, lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step or jump back. If you jump, land with the elbows bent to minimize the stress to the shoulders. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, back. Downward facing dog. Full breath in. Big breath out. Step your feet together. Inhale your right toes high, three-legged dog. Keep the toes pointing down. And exhale, knee to nose. Shift your weight over your wrist. Good. Trust that you are strong enough. Move beyond excuses, beyond limitations. Don't listen to your mind, but instead trust the strength of your body. Last time, reach back. And exhale, knee to nose. Good. Step your right foot forward between your hands. And just straighten and bend into that front knee a couple times. Open up the hips and hamstring. And then let's straighten the front leg. You can place your hands on books or blocks here. If you need to bring the floor closer to you, square the hips to the top of your mat and just take 3 breaths here. Every inhale, lengthen your spine, draw the shoulder blades onto the back. And exhale, keep that length as you soften down over your front leg. One more breath. Then back into your front knee, plant the hands down to frame your foot. Step back, maybe you keep the right leg lifted this time, lower down to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Full breath in, feel the difference from one side to the other. And exhale, let go. Step your feet together, reach the left toes high. Exhale, shift your weight forward, dome the upper back, knee to nose. Inhale, reach back a little higher this time, straighten the leg. Exhale, knee to nose. Really rely on your breath here. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, let go. And then step your left foot between your hands. And again, you can just rock back and forth on that front leg.
We really want to let the body open at its own pace with breath rather than by force. And then after a few rounds, straighten your front leg. Place your hands to the mat. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. 2 more breaths. Keep rooting down to the big toe of that front foot. Draw right hip forward, left hip crease back. Deepen the breath. Bend into your front knee. Plant the hands down. Step to your plank or one-legged plank. Lower down halfway. You can always skip chaturanga. Inhale. Lift up. Upward facing dog. Thighs are off the mat. Exhale. Reach back. Downward facing dog. Deep conscious breath in. Easy breath out. Bend your knees, look between your hands, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, Uttanasana. Set your hips low, like you're reaching back to sit in the chair, but then lift your heart. Good, try to straighten the arms, reach the pinky side of your hands. Draw your navel to your spine, and bring more weight to your heels. Trust your breath here. Take one more inhale. Be willing to stay and get stronger. And we'll come into eagle. Bring your weight to the right foot. Cross left foot over right. Left arm under right. The deeper you bend the knees, the easier it is to bring that top foot behind the standing calf, but you can always rest the toes on the floor for a kickstand. And then lift your elbows, pull your palms away from your face to add a little more stretch to the upper back. Square hips and shoulders to the front of your mat. Have the courage to face life head on. Deep breath. Can you remain calm and steadfast regardless of the circumstances? Slow it down here. Deep inhale. Big exhale. Unwind the top leg. Come forward to warrior 3. You can keep those eagle arms if you want an added challenge. Or unwind, bring the arms overhead. Root down through the big toe of that standing foot. Lift out of the hips, become buoyant. Draw navel to spine to support the low back. And lengthen in opposite directions here. Spiral the inner thigh of the back leg up to the sky to square the hips. One more breath. Land very gently, bend the front knee, lean the back toes down. Find your high crescent lunge. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. You can always use open mouth exhales if you need to release heat. Good, draw your low ribs in together. Reach upward through the fingertips. One inhale here. Exhale, bend your elbows, lift your sternum, take a back bend. Inhale, lengthen your side body, high crescent lunge. Exhale, open your twist to the right. So try to keep shoulders right over hips. Keep the lunge in your front leg, active through both feet. Every inhale, lengthen tailbone to crown. Every exhale, twist back deeper, extend the fingertips. One more breath. Exhale, place that left hand down to the floor for low lunge twist. Draw right hip crease back, draw your shoulders away from your ears. 2 more inhales. Keep opening deeper on your exhales. Spiral around your spine with your chest toward the sky. Plant that left hand down firmly. Come to side plank. Step right foot back to meet the left. Keep hips lifting. Now, if you want options, bring your bottom knee down for stability. If you want challenge, you can lift the top leg into some other variation here. Good. Keep lifting the hips. Keep pressing the floor away from you. Make sure you're breathing. Good. One more inhale. Exhale, step to wild thing. Step that top foot behind you, flat to the floor. Arch your back, reach the front of your mat. Let's take some lion's breath. Get wild. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Stick out your tongue. Clear stagnant energy from the body. Big breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Last breath in. Slowly, in control, flip back to your plank. Lower down to chaturanga. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Now slow your breath down. I'm feeling quite warm. Hopefully you are too. Bend your knees. Come to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, settle in. Check that you can see toes in front of knees. Make sure you're in a chair and not a bar stool. And then keep lifting the arms. Draw your low belly in. So you want a natural curve in the low back, but not a huge, just excessive curve there. Find your calm steadiness. And then bring your weight to your left foot, cross right leg over left, right arm under left, Garudasana, eagle pose. Hugging toward midline, square hips and shoulders to the top of your mat. Feel your body, feel your breath. Good. Slowly unwind the top leg, hinge the torso forward. Virabhadrasana, warrior three. You can unwind the arms, reach them overhead. Try to lower that right hip down to meet the left and spin back thigh up toward the ceiling. Lengthen in opposite directions and really reach away from the floor from that standing foot pressing down. Even when we're wobbly, when everything feels shaky, can we remember to breathe? And softly bend the front leg, land the back toes down lightly, arms reach overhead, high crescent lunge. Deepen your stance until your front knee is aligned over your front ankle. Spiral the biceps to the back of the room, that external rotation, same as down dog. Deepen the lunge, engage the core, feel that inner power when you pull the belly in. One more breath. Exhale, take a back bend. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, open your twist to the left. Stay active with every breath, reaching toward your edge. So your inhales, lengthen your spine. Exhale, draw the belly and twist back deeper. One more inhale. Exhale, plant the right hand down inside the front foot. Keep that top arm overhead. Good, back foot is active. Lift your hamstring to the sky. Stay committed to your breath. Plant that right hand down, really firmly transfer left foot back to meet the right and roll onto the outer edge of that bottom foot for Vashisthasana, side plank. Keep hips lifting. Find a variation that challenges you to stay present. Yoga never promises that life gets any easier, but it does help us to become more resilient. Step that top foot back behind you. Wild thing, arch into a back bend, 3 lion's breaths. Clear out the throat. Final breath. Slowly roll over to plank. Lower down halfway. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, reach back, downward facing dog. Take 3 full breaths. Notice how the quality of your inhales have changed since you first started. How this down dog feels completely new. And then you can bring your knees down to the mat, big toes to touch, settle the weight of your heels toward the earth. And just calm the breath, calm your heart in child's pose. The shoulders are feeling tight. You can reach your arms back along your side for embryo variation. We're going to go through one more flow on each side, building up to our peak posture. Just do the best you can. Notice that, or know that you can come rest in this child's pose anytime you need.
Yoga is the stilling of the mind. So how we do our poses is more important than what the shape looks like. Bring your arms forward. Shift into tabletop. You might even be able to build up a sweat with this flow. So walk your hands forward just a little bit. Curl the toes under. Lift your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Full inhale. Big exhale. Bend your knees. Step to the top of your mat. Halfway lift. Inhale. Forward fold. Exhale. Inhale, chair pose. We've been here before. Feel solid and strong. Root your feet down into the earth. And exhale, bring your palms together. Twist to the right. Try and keep your hips lower than your heart here. And try to close the gap between that front tricep and the outer thigh. Still want to see toes in front of knees here. And every inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, spiral your chest open. Perhaps you open the arms here to spread your wingspan. Seal as much of that tricep onto the outer thigh as you can. One more breath. Your hands back to prayer. Look down at your toes. Bring your weight to your right foot. Hover the left toes off the earth. Flamingo, and then slow motion. Step to your lunge. Inhale, arms overhead, pass through high lunge. Exhale, turn to goddess pose. Heels in, toes out. Sink into a squat. Press into the outer edges of your feet. Legs stay active. If you're burning, you're doing it right. Can you really have courage in the face of intensity? Take an inhale here. Exhale, bring your right forearm to thigh. Take a side bend over to the right. Try not to let your hips lift. Inhale to center, elbows in. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale to center. Once more, each side, link breath to movement. Inhale, exhale. Good, come to center. Lift your left heel without the pelvis lifting, and then lower back down. We're almost there. See with your breath. Lift your right heel and lower down. If you want to try, lift both heels. It's fine if you're shaking. Lower that down. Inhale, star. Exhale, pivot around, low lunge to the back of your mat. Whew. Inhale to plank. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nourish yourself. Huge inhales here. Open mouth exhales to release heat. Bend your knees, come to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, chair pose. Sit nice and low. One more inhale. Exhale, bring hands to heart and twist to the left. Sink your hips lower, bring your weight to your heels. Use that leverage of your upper arm against the outer thigh to open the twist. So inhale, lengthen. Exhale, spiral open. Good. Bring out fear, negative emotions, stagnant energy. These twists are also great for the digestive system, the other transformative power in our body. Good. Look down at your toes. Lift the right toes, hover them off the mat. Slow motion, step back. It's more of a challenge if you're working on carpet, so be gentle to yourself. Inhale through high lunge. And exhale one more time. We're back to goddess. Good, sweep the arms up. Straighten the legs. Exhale, back down. Try to bend deeper. 2 more times. Reach up. Bend down. Keep knees aligned with toes. Inhale up. This time bring hands to hip. Turn your feet parallel to one another. Lift your chest on an inhale. And exhale, forward fold, prasarita. I'll turn around to face you for this one. Lengthen the front of your spine on the way down. Allow your pelvis to tilt forward. When you can't tilt anymore, that's when your hands come down to the mat.
Spill your weight forward into your toes so the heels become light, and you can lift your sitting bones up toward the sky. And as with all poses, we stay active with the breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften down a bit further. With your head heavy, soften neck and shoulders. Up to a halfway lift. And then pivot around to your low lunge to the front of the mat. Step your foot back, lower down halfway, chaturanga vinyasa, final one. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, press back, down dog. Stay 3 breaths here. Notice where you've created more space in your body, in your mind. Good, and then lower your knees to the mat and come to a seat. So we're going to do a little bit of core here, preparing us for our peak posture. So we're going to make the same shapes here, but taking out the challenge of gravity. So this is a great place to just feel it in your body and have the confidence once we add on a little bit more challenge in a moment. So come on down to your back. You might just put a hand to your heart, hand to your belly, catch your breath. And then press back up to a seat. Let's take boat pose, Savasana. So balance on your sitting bones, lift your heels, bend your knees, bring your hands out to the side. You can always hold hands down on the floor if you need a little bit more stability. But everyone, regardless of your variation, imagine there is a string lifting your heart up toward the ceiling. So your shoulder blades move onto the back. Lower down to low boat, press low back into the mat, keep heels and shoulders lifted. And exhale, lift up. Good, lower down. This time bring hands to heart. Twist out to the right. So this is our side crow shape here. We want the tricep outside the thigh. And you could imagine bringing the arms parallel here, or just keep your hands together in heart. So we're going to lower down to low boat. Exhale, twist to the left. Really curl knees into chest, so engage the abdominals and get as much of your arm connected to your thigh as you can. Lower down. Exhale as you twist up, knees into chest. Inhale, take it slow. Exhale, curl in. Good. One more each side. This time lift up and hold. Bring the arms parallel, knees curling in. Lift your chest forward. Good, lower down, low boat. Inhale here. Exhale, twist up. Outside the left knee, good, knees into chest. Bring your arms parallel, pull your chest forward through your hands. Good, and exhale, lower down, take Savasana. Draw your knees into your chest and support your low back here. Give yourself a good squeeze. You can rock side to side. Return to ease as quickly as you can. We want to be able to be fully present, to put our full effort in each moment, but then also be able to relax as soon as we're able. So we're going to put some things all together. Release your hands, bring them behind your thighs. Rock and roll a few times here. Get enough momentum to try and come up to your chair pose. If it's not that graceful, don't worry about it. Just join us in chair however you get there. Bring your hands down to your heart. Sink your hips nice and low and twist to the right. Good. So this is where we're going to start to have some options. You might sit here. Try to close the gap between your armpit and your outer thigh. You can use that right hand as an assist. So brace your thigh and then work the tricep down. Good. So this pose is a combination of this chair twist and our chaturanga. We've done a bunch of chaturanga, so trust you're ready. And we were just in the shape before on our back. You can lift your heels, plant your hands down to face the long edge of your mat. You want your hands to be no wider than shoulder distance apart, middle fingers point forward, and give yourself a really sturdy base, so spread the fingertips. Good, now think chaturanga, bend the elbows. You have to bend the elbows, reach the chest forward. Both toes are still on the mat. Chest forward, elbows hug it, maybe lift one or both toes here. You could always grab a couch cushion or a pillow beneath your forehead for some extra security. And maybe you straighten the legs here if you can get both toes off the floor. So just stay and practice that a few breaths. You can fall out, return again. So just a little bit of yogi play time here. Another way that you can get into this that is slightly easier would be, let's see, I'll have to face this way. So we're in our chair twist. The first time I turned my hands to the right. This time I'll just bring my hands straight down so they would face the mat instead. You have to bend the elbows to have a shelf for the upper thigh. And I've got my right arm completely free. One way that'll make it a little bit easier, I'm going to do it on my other side here, is to have both arms supporting the thigh. So here I'm twisting really deeply. My heels are lifted. That's fine. Shoulders are still, hands are still shoulder distance apart. But now I've got my outer hip resting on my left elbow and just outside the knee resting on the right elbow. So eventually we want both arms free, but this can give you something to support the lower body with here as a starting point. So let's come up to standing, stretch all the way out. Give yourself a little wiggle, find some horse lips to release stress. Let go of all expectation. Allow this to be a completely new moment, and let's see how it goes on the other side. So come into your chair pose first. Before anything, calm your mind, calm your breath. Bring hands to heart, sit the hips even lower. Take your prayer twist to the left. Take your time. There is absolutely no rush here. So if you stay several breaths, you can work a little deeper into the twist to prepare the body. And I'll show you both options here. Heels lift. I can bring my hands down to the mat. Or actually, I'll turn my hands to the left here. That way I can hook both my hip and my knee onto my elbows. Super important that your hands are not wider than shoulder distance. Stacking the bones gives us more support lean forward, like chaturanga. Good, engage Mula Bandha if you can, so lift the pelvic floor, draw navel to spine, reach your chest forward, and your toes can come off the mat. Just try lifting one toe at a time even. Use your fingertips for balance here. And then you can bend back into the toes and just come down to rest in a child's pose here. Feel free to play around for a few more breaths. You can write any comments you have, or questions rather, in the comments below. But for now, bring your arms overhead, really open the side body, and just fill your body with breath. Your heart rate slow down. Really compassionate with yourself regardless of what happens, and know that this is just a practice. It's something that we can get better at day by day. When you're ready, come up into a kneeling position. And we'll take a back bend, Ustrasana or camel pose. So come to kneeling. You want your thighs hip distance apart, so align with your hip bones. Tops of the feet on the floor provides a little more challenge, or you can curl the toes under to feel more stable and bring your heels closer to you. Bring your hands around to your low back. Fingertips point down, hug the elbows in. Hug the inner thighs together, press knees down into the mat. Lift your chest, grow taller. Exhale, lift your heart up to the sky, arch into a back bend. Try to keep the low back nice and long, so lift your low ribs as you inhale. Exhale, bend back from the heart slowly. As long as there's no pain in your back, you can reach your hands to grab your heels, press the hips forward. Keep lifting your chest. You can lower your head back, but keep a slight tuck in your chin so the back of your neck remains spacious. Lift the side ribs. Bend from the heart. Good. And then slowly, very gently bring your hands to your hips. Untuck the toes, set your hips to your heels, and lower down. Lengthen the low back. Come to that meditative state with a calm mind and bring all your focus to your breath. Bring your hands forward, come up onto hands and knees. And lift into downward facing dog at your own pace. Feel how good it is to stretch out. And we'll move into pigeon pose next. If you have any knee injuries, hold on just a moment and I'll show you a safer alternative. But if you're joining for pigeon, reach your right toes high. And then bring your right knee behind the right wrist. Work that front shin parallel to the front edge of your mat. Wiggle the left toes back. You can cushion that back knee if you need. And then crawl the torso forward. Come into sleeping pigeon. Rest your forehead on your folded hands. Your hips are not level here. You can slide a blanket, a pillow, or a block underneath the hip that is lifted to support your sacroiliac joint, which is where your low back meets your pelvis. And every exhale, just soften your weight to the earth. Allow yourself to feel completely supported here. Balancing out that masculine quality of power with the feminine quality of sweetness and softness. Rather than waiting for what comes next, allow yourself to be fully present here and now. If you have a knee injury, I apologize for not sharing this sooner. You can get a very similar stretch by taking the posture on your back. So again, just cross right ankle over left knee here in a figure 4, and you can take that down onto your back if you'd like a restful variation as well. If you're in pigeon, bring your hands underneath your shoulder, slowly press yourself away from the mat and reach back to 3-legged dog, down to down dog. If you're in figure 4, release the left thigh, uncross the legs, and we'll all make our way onto the other side. If you're in pigeon, inhale, left toes high. Exhale, left knee behind the left wrist, work the shin parallel. And taking figure 4, cross left ankle over right knee. Support your hips so they're level again here. And in your sleeping pigeon, you can recline down, torso to the mat, and completely let go here. Working into the hips can bring up a lot of emotion, so just notice what arises, welcome what arises without judgment or needing to change or fix anything. Just stay very curious, very observant. Move toward the intensity of sensation rather than checking out. And offer the support of your breath. So as long as you need to feel even, otherwise press yourself back up, curl the toes under. If you're in figure 4, just uncross the legs and draw knees into chest. From pigeon, join me in downward facing dog. Stretch out, and we'll all meet on our back here. So figure 4s can stay. And from down dog, you can lower the knees down, swing your legs around in front of you. Recline down to your back, pull your right knee into your chest. Bring your right arm out to the side and cross right knee over to the left side of your body. Keep right shoulder heavy. A couple slow breaths here. Back up to center. Bring both knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug. And then send your right toes long. Keep pulling the left knee in. Bring your left arm open to the side. Use your right arm to cross left knee into a twist. Gaze to the left here. A couple slow breaths. And back to center. Give your knees a big hug. Bring your arms by your side. Tuck your shoulders underneath you. If you have any neck injuries, please skip this next pose. Lift your hips up toward the sky. Send your feet back behind you. Cloud pose or halasana. You can support your low back with your hands if you need. All the weight should be in your shoulders rather than in your neck. We balance out our fiery, active portion of class with this restful, receptive, lunar yin practice at the end. Slowly, slowly lower down. Try not to land with a thud. You could take happy baby here if that feels good to you. Knees wide, grab the soles of your feet. Otherwise, just bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a tight squeeze. And then straighten your legs out to the full length of your mat. Rest your arms by your side, palms facing up for our final pose, Savasana. Take any movements you need to get comfortable. Close your eyes down. Take one more conscious breath in, meaning you're aware as you do it. Exhale, let go of all effort. And just let yourself relax for a few moments. Take these moments all to yourself. Settle into a place of trust. Okay. Everything you seek is already inside of you. That you're here because of thousands of years of success and strength in your bloodline. Feel that sense of connection to all those who have come before you. Use that strength for all those who will come after you. Feel that you can be a pillar of light and hope in this time.
Know that rest is essential to your strength. So give yourself permission to be really kind and gentle with yourself. Soften any resistance in your body, your mind, your spirit. And see if you can take a welcoming perspective to whatever is in each moment. And know that even your softness can be your power, can be your strength. As a rule, whatever is soft and yielding will overcome whatever is rigid and hard. This is a paradox. Whatever is soft is strong. It's a beautiful quote from the Tao Te Ching and Lao Tzu. We can be soft and strong. Stay here and enjoy this relaxation as long as it serves you. When you're ready, you can roll over to one side. Start to wake up your fingers and your toes and draw in some deeper breaths. Take your arms up overhead, full body stretch, and then you can roll to one side. Slowly press yourself back up to a seat. Sit tall, courageously open in the front, but strong in your back body. Bring your hands together at your heart center. We'll close with one full breath in and out and seal our practice with the sound of Om, our connection to all things. Take a deep breath in. Slow, steady breath out. Inhale here. The light within me honors and bows down to the light within you. Namaste. Thank you for joining. I hope you leave feeling better than when you tuned in. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, leave your comments below, or share with a friend. I can't wait to see you soon. Namaste.